In South Dakota, cleanup from last week's freak snowstorm continues as ranchers work to gather thousands of dead livestock. Several 20-foot deep disposal pits have been dug in western counties for ranchers. The South Dakota Department of Agriculture is tempering early death estimates, revising the numbers down to between 10 and 20,000 animals. Now, gathering the dead has been a challenge due to rains and more snow this week. South Dakota wasn't alone in its losses. Several thousand animals also died in Nebraska. The Nebraska Beef Council says it's likely consumer prices could go up because of the storm. Cattle prices rallied back on Wednesday, continuing to push into record territory. Industry experts expect more expensive cattle to translate into higher prices at the meat counter.
So we're looking at 2 to 3 years down the road before we have increasing beef supplies. I think the challenge for the industry will be to not let that retail price get extremely high. We want the economy to recover. We're hoping the economy recovers and that consumers have more dollars to spend on beef.
With higher cattle prices, cattle rustling is on the rise. The Texas and Southwest Cattle Raisers Association says about 10,000 head were reported stolen or missing last year, and they expect that number to climb. In this report from the Texas Farm Bureau, Tom Nicolette reports on what's being done to protect ranchers from this devastating crime.
Last year, the economic impact of cattle theft in Texas alone hit nearly $5 million. At this local livestock auction facility in Central Texas, there is a lookout for stolen cattle that may come through the chutes before heading for sale.
Livestock theft costs everyone involved. Efforts are being made to recover stolen animals and to reduce theft in the future.
Cattle and other livestock theft in Texas and Oklahoma is on the increase, as law enforcement officials are making diligent efforts to apprehend thieves and recover animals.
These old cattle are worth so much money now. You get a 575-pound steer calf that goes to the auction today, could bring up to $1,100. In the old days, it'd be $300 or $400. It's a lot more appealing for these thieves to go out there and steal these cattle when they're bringing that much money.
There are 115 sale markets in Texas that TSCRA monitors with its market inspection program. Every public sale in Texas requires a market inspector to document cattle coming in at auction barns. This involves recording trailer and truck numbers and who consign the cattle to sell at these auctions.
Look for any permanent markings, brands, scratches, scars, horns, ear markings, anything that would make a permanent brand.
The recovery of stolen cattle not only occurs at sale barns, but also at feed yards and through private sales to individuals. Stolen cattle have also been discovered at packing plants. All breeds of cattle are being stolen in a variety of thefts.
Many different ways, from employee theft, employees steal cattle from their employer, family members steal cattle from their families, and then we've got the old back their trailers up in the middle of the night and steal them out of people's lots.
The apprehension rate of thieves is less than 25%. In Texas, the state legislature has strengthened the livestock theft statute. It is a third-degree felony for theft of one head, and if convicted, up to 10 years in prison in the Texas Department of Corrections and possible fines and restitution to victims. Special Ranger Wills also stresses that with so many absentee landowners these days, ranchers should take time to know their neighbors and become aware of their comings and goings so everyone can look out for one another. With the Texas Farm Bureau, Tom Nicolette, Clifton.